Welcome back to CAD 112, and this is week 7. We're getting closer to that midterm, and this week we have two projects. We got project 10 and 11, and 10 is consists of partial views and details, and then project 11 is conventional breaks and remove views. Now, in your text is pages 215 to 218, and it probably depends on what edition textbook you have. But you can look it up and see which ones are conventional breaks and remove views and partial views and details. Look that up, and I want you to read those pages in your text. Now, like I said before, we're going to do this project in Inventor, project 10, and let me open that up and show you what it looks like. So it's this object right here, and I want to go in and I want to make a partial view of this. So I'll go into Inventor. We'll get Inventor opened up. Find Inventor. Here we go. It'll take it a few minutes just to get loaded in. But you can see on this one it's got a lot of stuff going on here that we need to work with. Draw this image up first, and then we're going to put it on a size paper, and then you're just going to do a little detail view of this. And as soon as Inventor gets loaded up, we'll jump in and we'll take right off. Here it is. So let's hit New, and this is going to be a standard IPT. And it's loading everything in. While that's loading up, I want to bring that image up, and I'll take and minimize it, and then I'll just take and sling it over here to the side, and get my Inventor on here, and I'll take and sling it to the side. It's nice to have two monitors too when you're doing this. So I want to take and start drawing this thing up and trying to think what would be the best way. I'll probably start out by just coming across, come up, down, down, put that angle in, bring this up and over. I'll draw that profile out. So I'm going to start my sketch up, and I'm going to put all this profile in here. I'll start right here, and I'll come over saying 6 inches. So let's type in 6, back it up to where I can see it. And it looks like it's 2 inches tall here. Come over 1/2 of an inch, down. I see it's 45, so I'm just going to stop my line right there because I don't know where that ends at. Come back to my line, come here, throw it in here. I want to come up, looks like it's 4.036 plus 2, so you can honestly do this right here if you want to, just add it inside the computer. And it kind of throws back to the left 3 inches that way, 1.964 that way. So it would be 3 minus 1.964. That gets me that. And I'm going to come up 1/2 of an inch. Come over 3. Down 2. And then I'll take, and then this is lines coming in here, and it's going to be 45. I'm just going to click it right there, dimension it so I can get this in there. 135. Well, that was just lucky right there. Got that on there, and then we'll put trim that out, and I can finish that sketch up. So back up, hit extrude, and the extrusion's 5. So this thing's looking something similar to this, and I know I've got to chamfer, put a fillet on these. These fillets, it doesn't really have anything indicating a fillet on here. Let's see if there's any. Nope. No fillets are indicated on this. So I'm just going to put one in there that looks fairly close to it. So hit fillet. Let's put in maybe a 1/2 inch fillet on that. Let's see what that looks like. It looks pretty good. So you can use a 1/2 inch fillet on that because it never said or indicate it. I'm sure it's just to keep it from having a sharp edge is all they're wanting there. Now we also got to cut these little edges out of this, so I just click on this, new sketch. I'm going to throw me a rectangle in here like that, and throw me another one in here like that. Dimension it out from here to there, and that is going to be 2.5. Overall is 5, so it'll be 1.25 on the sides. Finish the sketch up. I want to extrude that and cut those shapes. Cut distance, you want to go all the way through, and okay. So we got that done. Now we just got to take and turn it and cut this little section out right here. So I just throw me a rectangle in, and then I'll dimension it to get my sizes. 2.036 is the overall. 2.036. 1 inch from the bottom, and then the depth of it is 1/2 inch to right there. And then I finish that out, and I want to turn it just a little bit and hit extrude. Finish my sketch, extrude, cut that a distance of, and we'll actually cut it to, we'll just eyeball this thing 4, because it's going to stop. Something's not coming out right here, because this thing should actually hit that portion right there. So let's check it out and see what's going on. Let's go back in here and look at this and make sure I had all of that sketched out right. So it is 1 inch from the top, 2.036, you got that right. So all that looks to be correct. Okay, so we finished that off. Let's go up here again and look at my first extrusion. Alright, so 6, this thing is 6, 2, 3, off that top. Let's make sure this is correct here. 1.964, that is correct. And let's do a dimension off of this angle, which is 45, which is what it's supposed to be. It's coming straight down. And it seems like this one's digging in a little bit deeper down here on the bottom than what this one is. 6 comes up 2 over half and down. Oh, wait, I think I see it. This 2 is coming from underneath. It's not, I don't think it's coming from all the way on the top. It's not. That is where our mistake is. I think that's that hidden line right there is 2. Okay, so that changes things tremendously. So we've got to move this thing from this there is 2. That's 2. And this number here is what's going to change. This would be 2.5. That looks better. That's why it drops it down lower. Okay, so that looks better. Oh, that's it. So now we can go back in and let's edit this feature. And I want to take and just shoot it to distance to the face of that. Okay, that looks a lot better. So now put a new sketch on this, and inside here, this thing is, I want to put me another little rectangle. Just throw me a rectangle in here, and it is going to be 4 from here to here. So dimension from there to there is going to be 4. Okay, and the overall of this is 1 inch. So boom, put that in there. The depth of cut of this dimension from here to here is 1/2 of an inch. And we'll just finish the sketch out, extrude, and I can hit all of that, cut distance to that face. Okay, so we got that in there, and then there is also a little port. It's just like a little square in here, so I'll do my little rectangle again. Dimension, that's going to be exactly 0.25 wide. Okay, and we're going to dimension this thing. It's going to just be in the center, I'm supposing. Here to here, 125. Am I reading that right? No, it's 0.125 is the depth of it. So we just got to center it up. And this thing is 1 inch all the way across. So 1 inch, this is 0.25, at least 0.75, half of that's 0.375. So that should be exactly what it is from there to there. Yep. Finish that sketch. Let's extrude this thing back. We do a cut, and we have a distance on this one, which is 0.125. There it is. There's the drawing done. So I want to save this. I'll save this one to, I'm just going to save it to my desktop. It's easy to find. Save. And now I'm going to make and put this on a print. So just go and grab your print, standard IDW. And let's see what size print they want us to put this on. Alright, appropriate scale. A size paper. So I'm just going to real quick just open this thing up, right click on this, edit sheet, A size paper. Okay. Title block's too large. I'll go in here and get me a regular title block. And then I'm going to base. I'm going to bring that one in. That's perfect for the front view. Let's see what a half scale looks like. That might look a little bit better. I don't think I can get all that in there, to be honest with you, on A size paper. So I'll put that in there. Right click, edit view. Let's scroll this one down a little bit more. A quarter probably would be better. Yeah, I like that. So it's pretty small in there. I'm not too happy with that size of that, but it'll work for right now. Project this over to a right side view, and we'll do us a top view as well. Okay. And also I want to bring in a 3D view of this, an isometric view, and I'll put it up here in the top corner and just OK on that. So there's everything set up on this one, and now what I want to do is you go through and just put your basic dimensions in on this, and whenever you're doing dimensions, make sure that you think about this thing. You know, the front view shows your width and height, so you can go ahead and get your height in. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your heights in on one of them. Over here shows your height and your width, so you can go ahead and get some width dimensions in. And this one here is going to show your width and your depth. And you know, you've got your depth here, so there's no reason really to put your depth on this. I mean, you could, it's either or, because you just don't want to over dimension something. And we can go up here and put, you know, things like that. So just think about that when you're looking at these things. There's no sense of putting a dimension here and then coming up here and putting the same dimension in because you've already got it one spot. Do you see what I'm saying? Or it'd be like transferring this height dimension over to the right side view because you've already got it. All right, you just don't want to over dimension and crowd and clutter things. So now I want to take and make a little detail of this, and to do that on here is really easy. Go back to place views and there's a detail. Come down here till you see a perforated line around this and click inside of it. And this one's going to be, the identifier is going to be A, label A, and you zoom in, click right in the middle of it, and just like that, and you can kind of roll around to put your letter in. And you see how you can bring it down here? Boom. And it just kind of blows it up a little bit larger than here. That way you can go in here and detail it and show the significant dimensions and things that you might not be able to see in here. And we kind of seen that when we were drawing this up. It was hard to see where that was so confined in so many dimensions. So that's what we're talking about on this one. I want you just to finish the dimensions up, put appropriate dimensions on it, fill out your title block, and submit it for me. And make sure you put this into a PDF. And again, that's File, and it's whenever you go to save copy as, and then you can save it as a PDF file right there and hit save and then submit that to me. If you have any problems, let me know.